What's up, guys? My name is Jocelyn. This is my YouTube channel, and this is not a vlog. This is the official guide and tip book to not only high school, but early college high school. Dun dun dun! According to moi, JuicyJoce. Hi everybody, welcome back to another video of mine. Today is not normally what I do. You know me, I'm always on my vlogging grind. But I have been waiting for the day that I can make a guidebook or a tip book or whatever for you guys, obviously. So as we all know, I just graduated high school. There's my little cap and gown and all my stoles and everything. So I wanted to give you kind of like a tip guide, to navigating not only high school, but specifically early college high school, because that's what I experienced. I am an early college high school graduate. I have the honor of showing you the way. But everything I say, take it with, a grain of salt, because my experience is very different from other people's experiences, so take what you want and leave what you don't. So there you go. Alrighty, so we're gonna start off the video with some questions. So on my Instagram a couple days ago, I did a Q&A and asked people to give me questions that they had about early college, whether they have graduated high school already or they're going into or they're still in high school right now. Just any general questions that they have. So let's get into that first. Alrighty, so the first question I was asked is, how was graduating like? Graduating, for me, honestly, like before graduation, I always felt like I was like holding my breath, and like I felt super stressed and just like this giant like weight on my shoulder. I know everybody says it, but it's so true. I just felt like I was just like held underwater, holding my breath. And then when I finally like graduated, walked across that stage, got my diploma, I felt like I could just breathe. It was so surreal, honestly, because my entire life I had been looking forward to that day, just graduating high school and getting that diploma. It was almost like a fever dream, and it didn't feel real because of how far I thought it was, but in reality it was happening at that moment. So I think I could speak for some people when I say that it was unreal, but I'm really happy that I finally did it, because it's almost like a full circle moment where it's like, finally, everything I have worked for is finally paying off, because now I'm getting all this money from my family and friends because they're so proud of me, and I have my diploma now, and I can go get a job, or I can continue on with other career stuff or go to college or whatever. And it's really rewarding graduating. And let's move on to the next question. The next question is, what should you expect when taking dual credit classes? I started taking dual credit classes my freshman year, and I would take a little bit every single year. Like I wasn't like fully like immersed into college until my senior year. So for dual credit classes, for my high school at least, we were partnering with a community college here in our town, so we were able to take online classes, like purely online or hybrid with both online and in-person classes, and then fully in-person classes. And it was like we tried to mainly stay with the community college in our town, but sometimes some of us were allowed to take the actual college campus classes. So for me, my senior year, I took my spring semester, the semester I just had. I was able to be on the actual physical college campus, not the community college, but the college campus, the main one. And I was able to take actual college classes with actual college students. Not saying that community college students aren't college students, but I was at the actual college, and I was able to be called a college student because I was fully immersed in that. I'm gonna be honest, early college does make you grow up a little bit faster than the rest of your peers if you have friends going to other high schools, other than your early college. There's gonna be a little bit of a maturity gap, I'd say, because they don't understand quite how much work you're doing with dual credit and high school classes, because you're getting your associates and your high school diploma, and they're just getting their high school diploma, so they're on like a regular high school pace, while as you're sped up times 2, trying to get 2 degrees in 4 years, while they're getting 1 degree in 4 years. So the regular high school kids don't understand quite literally how much you're doing. And I had that problem when I was a freshman. My friends didn't understand what I was doing, and there was a little bit of confrontation there and understanding one another. So when it comes to dual credit classes, just kind of expect that maturity gap from other friends at other schools and you. But trust me, you will find friends at your high school who understand you and who will support you and guide you. And your friends from other high schools can support you and can help you, you know. They can be there for you and cheer you on, but don't expect them to fully 100% understand exactly everything you're going through. The next question, I really like this question. Do you get FOMO from a regular high school? Yes and no. So for my high school, we have excuse my language, we have a shit ton of or not classes, but like, yeah, classes and clubs for everything and anything, especially because we have dual credit classes. Dual credit classes can be literally anything. You could take like a pottery class on the college level, and if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. We don't have necessarily a pottery class for our high school. Like, we don't really have electives at my high school. At my high school, we only teach like the core classes like chemistry, English, and all that stuff. Like, we don't have like PE, we don't have we don't have theater, we don't have sports at our high school, but there's a lot of clubs that do stuff like that you can voluntarily join. So for me, when I was in high school, I did travel club and art club for the first 2 years of high school alongside student government and National Honor Society. So I have a crap ton of community service under my belt. I was in art club for a little bit, travel club for a little bit, and of course National Honor Society. So, you know, take that as you will. Other high schools also have those clubs. I think the biggest problem for people not going to an early college is the sports dilemma, I guess you can say. There's 0 sports at my high school. But for me personally, I don't care. I'm not a sportsy person. I don't really care about that. So for me, I felt like I didn't really miss out on anything. And like, if I did want to go to like a homecoming game or a football game, I could literally go to the other high school's football games and watch those games. Like, I did that. I went to another high school's like rivalry football game last fall, and it was fun, and I was tailgating, and I was with my friends, and it was fun, you know? Like, I felt like I didn't really miss out on anything because I always had that opportunity to go to another school's football game, another school's basketball game or soccer game or whatever. I always had that opportunity to go, and I would take them. As for like actually participating, I feel like, again, I didn't miss out on anything, but you can always join club sports. That's a thing here, so club sports is always an option. We can't join another high school's team because it's not really allowed. It's considered like cheating. But yeah, you could always do club sports. It's not really recommended because my high school wants you to focus on studies alone, but it's not like it's like a guaranteed no. It's like you can, but we recommend you don't. So there's that. Okay, this next question I had to write down because it's a little long, but it goes along with what I just said. Do college credits and experience make up for the lack of electives and extracurriculars? Like I said, my school had plenty of electives and extracurriculars because, you know, there was always a club for everything. I'd like to say that there was a club for almost everything. As for electives, like I said, you could take a college level class on whatever you wanted, especially if you were trying to get an Associates of Arts. You really had that leeway of taking whatever classes you want, and that's the Associates that I got, Associates in Arts. Even though it's not really towards the pathway that I'm going for, it was the best option for me that my high school, out of all like the associate's degree options that we had, that was the best option for me personally, because I didn't want to get an associate's in science when I could only take science classes, as to an associate's of arts when I can take whatever classes I want and put it towards my bachelor's degree, so I could take like my hospitality classes and everything like that. So there was a little bit of leeway right there, and I was actually taking classes that I enjoyed, and opposed to like doing PE classes. I did take a PE class though my freshman year, but it wasn't really like a full year thing or a full semester. It was like 1 month during the summer we did PE class. Alrighty, this next question is kind of funny to me. So my friend asked me, what is my final GPA? So my final weighted GPA is a 3.8, and my final unweighted GPA is a 3.68, so basically 3.7. So yeah, that is my final GPA, I guess you would say. Okay, next question. All right, this next and final question is, what was your biggest regret in high school? I think my biggest regret in high school is letting anybody just walk into my life whenever they want and walk out whenever they want. What I mean by that is letting people basically walk all over me. All throughout high school, all throughout your life, you'll always have people going in and out of your lives because there's so much change that people are going through, and you know, you never know what people are going through. So for me, a lot of people walked out of my life that I didn't think would. Like my best friend from like kindergarten of like 12 years walked out of my life because she didn't want to be my friend anymore. And it was hard, but I told her, I was like, if you make this decision, you can't just come back to me whenever you want. And that will be that. We can't be friends anymore. And I set that boundary not because I was hurt and I wanted to be spiteful. I set that boundary because you really can't let anybody walk all over you. That you can't let anyone just break your heart and then let them come back into your life a couple months later. Like, that's not how things work, and I don't like that. I personally don't like that. So I set that boundary for a reason. And a lot of people are like that. Like a lot of my ex-boyfriends try to come back into my life because they want to be friends or they want to get back together. And I'm just like, no, I don't want that. That's not part of my plan anymore. You're not part of my plan. You're not even part of my life. And I set that boundary where I'm like, you can look at my Instagram, you can look at my stories and whatever you do with it, but you can't be my friend. You can't be my friend because you made that choice to walk out of my life. I didn't make that choice for you. There you go. That's my biggest regret, letting people walk all over me, because before I didn't have that boundary. People would just be in and out of my life whenever they want. You can't just let people walk in and out of your lives. And when I realized that when people were doing that to me, it was hurting me. So I started to set that boundary. And I think that's really, really important to learn really early on in life, so then you can get used to it, because it's never going to stop. People are always going to be in and out of your lives, and you have to make that choice whether you want to keep that person in your life and keep letting them walk in and out and keep hurting you over and over again, or completely cut them off. So that's my advice to you guys. One thing I really did want to cover in this video is dropping out of early college high school. So I didn't drop out, but I had a friend who's really close to me who did drop out, and I really wanted to speak on her behalf and talk about that just a little bit, so you know that it's okay. If you have to come to that decision, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You'll still have your friends that you made there at the end of the day. And I think the biggest scare about it is being known as a disappointment, or that you couldn't do it, or that you were weak. It's not that at all. Early college is hard. I can tell you that right now. It's hard, but it's so rewarding. But again, it's not the end of the world. If you do drop out of it, it's going to be okay. And you just gotta stay true to yourself, know what you can handle, and know that you're not a disappointment. And now I want to talk about something really positive about early college high school. So again, you graduate high school with not only your high school diploma, but an associate's degree. And it's okay if you don't graduate with an associate's degree, because guess what? You still have so many college credits under your belt that it's going to be like you have an associate's degree, and you're going to be so ahead of the freshman game when you go into college. Like, actually, you're going to be so ahead of the game that like it's like you have an associate's degree, you know what I mean? So it's not the end of the world if you don't get an associate's degree, but you should. You should work towards that. Another thing is, it's so rewarding. Like I said at the beginning, it's so rewarding when you get that diploma after years of crying over homework and not understanding pre-calc or whatever. It's so rewarding when you finally get that and you're just like, I freaking did this, man. I did this all on my own. And if you didn't, that's okay, because people have helped me along the way. I can't say I completely did it alone, but I carried myself all throughout high school. So you should be proud of yourself if you did or will be graduating in early college, high school. And now a little bit more of advice. This is genuinely for anyone. Stay true to yourself. Never let go of yourself, and take care of that mental health. I can tell you, I have struggled with my mental health so much these past 4 years, and staying on top of that and just knowing when you need help and reaching out for help is so vital, especially when you're going through early college. It's so vital that you know when something isn't right. You need to speak out whenever you're feeling down. Trust me, I've had my hardships over the years. I went through my first breakup freshman year and I thought it was the end of the world. My sophomore and junior year, my brother was going through chemotherapy and I felt like a failure because I couldn't do anything about it. In my senior year, I lost 4 family members that were super close to me, and I felt like everything around me was shutting down, and I felt like I had no control over my life. And in reality, you don't have control over things like everything I just mentioned. You don't have control of, and that's okay. But when you feel down or when you feel like just giving up, reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, a staff, like a teacher, somebody, a counselor. Reach out to somebody and talk to them, please, because you matter, and whatever you say matters. Your feelings matter. Don't ever forget that. And stay true to yourself. Don't lose yourself. Yes, early college makes you mature and grow up faster, but never lose sight of who you are, and always stay true and keep your eyes on the prize. Trust me, when you walk across that stage, it's gonna be so worth it, and you're gonna be like, man, I'm so happy I listened to Joce in that one YouTube video she made. I hope that you can take a little bit of what I've said today into consideration, and if you don't, take it with a grain of salt. I love you guys. Again, I'm not whatsoever a professional at high school. I barely survived, but that's just my take on it. This is the JuicyJoce guidebook and tip book on early college / high school. I don't really know, but that's kind of my take on it. I love you guys. If you have any more questions, please comment them down below, and I will try my best to answer them. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and make sure to turn on those post notifications on so you'll be notified every single time I come up with a brand new video. Also, make sure to go follow my Instagram and TikTok. The links will be in the description below. Also, the links to my book and Discord will also be in the description below. I also have some links to mental health resources down below, especially for my New Mexico residents. They are down below, so make sure to go check those out. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Mwah!